welcome to Parent Solution. Today we have here with us Mrs. Jyothika Shetty. Welcome, Jyothika.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Filza. Thank you for having me here.
Mrs. Jyothika Shetty is a distinguished Toastmaster, certified trainer, and a public speaking coach. Being a mother of 3 children, she understands the importance of public speaking, and she also trains children. So tell us more about you and your journey.
First of all, thank you for having me here, Filza. It's really indeed a pleasure to always have conversations. My journey started off, I've spent most of my life, like about 27 years in Dubai. And that's where I practically grew up, and my children also were born, and much of my life was spent there. So originally, I'm a banker. I've spent about 11 years in an international bank, followed by our own business that we run back in Dubai. Public speaking happened to me about 10 years back. Now, the only reason public speaking happened to me because I wanted to make friends. That was the reason I got into public speaking, not knowing I was getting into public speaking, to be honest. But I was so bowled over by the people around me. I said, oh my God, it's such a beautiful place. And that's how the journey started. So to be honest, if you ask me, it didn't really start with cognizance of what I was doing. And then I realized that I was given an opportunity to go onto the stage and speak in front of about 300 people, not knowing I was delivering a speech in front of 300 people.
Okay.
That is the day I realized that public speaking is what I love doing and I want to do. Rest, as they say, is history. It's been 10 years and I've been in this field, speaking to people, interacting with people, and speaking is a part of my life.
Wow. So good. Amazing journey. So can you please tell us about your children? Like you have 3 children. Are
Yes.
they in public speaking?
So my kids are now grown up. The eldest one is 25, followed by 20 and 18. Now, when I got into public speaking, I realized that this is an amazing and a magical place to be, and it helps you in various ways, which I will tell you in a while. And my only endeavor was to help my children also get into that foray. The earlier you start, the better it is. Now, we as kids, probably we did not have that kind of wide knowledge about public speaking, although I remember in school I was in debate. But public speaking was not something that was prominent, and it was not, people never came and promoted it as such. So I specifically told my children to get into public speaking, and they are Gavaliers, something called as Gavaliers, because in Toastmasters you also have a section which is called as Gavaliers, which is below 18. So we as trainers, we also train them to get better. So 2 of my kids are Gavaliers and the eldest one was a Toastmaster. And I know the kind of impact it has had in their life, whether it was thinking, whether it was speaking, whether critical skills, whatever it is. Now, when I was giving my speech and practicing it, I know my daughter has been my mentor. Now, there is no age for mentoring. If you're good at it, you're good at it. And she was the one who used to check out my speech and give me the feedback. So in summary, what I would like to say is public speaking is something that you have to start at a very young age. Young age because it helps you in your brain development, your thinking skills, your academic performance, your critical skills. There are a wide variety of skills that you develop in the process of being a good public speaker.
Okay. So as you are mentioning that we should start early, can you specify any age for parents to understand when to start public speaking?
Well, I would say 11 to 13 is a good age to start. The reason being that is the time a child develops ability to organize their thoughts, to understand their emotions and articulate it in a proper manner. And it also is easy to interact with them and tell them to follow a certain pattern or, to bring out the best in them. So I would say 11 to 13 is an ideal age for a child to start speaking, learning public speaking.
Okay, thank you for telling us that. And for other parents whose children are grown up, it's never late. They can start anytime.
Absolutely. It's not only the children, the parents also can start speaking if they have not done it. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So even I'm thinking of doing one, joining one of your program. So
I would love to.
Yes. So just let us know, do you think that schools should include this in their curriculum as a syllabus for children to get introduced to it?
Absolutely. I think it is high time the schools do it. Now, we try a lot to induct this as at least a club in their respective schools, and we have had our own clubs where we get children and we train them, or we rather coach them. But what happens with the schools is a lot of parents think that during school time, during exam time, that is not the priority. And the society is built in such a way that academic performance is what takes precedent over everything else. And during exam time, children are not allowed to go into these public speaking classes. It's so most of the time they prefer during the vacation times. That's the 2 month. But I would say public speaking is a way of life. You cannot pick and choose the time to learn public speaking. If you're just going to restrict yourself for 2 months a year, then you're really not going to get that better as much as you want to see the results. So make it a part of your entire program as a child. When you grow in your school, if this provision is made, like have a club, the children get exposed to such different learning, and they inculcate that habit of speaking and exposing themselves to a better environment. So I believe, and this is something that I strongly believe, that schools must include that as a part of the curriculum. This is going to help and build greater leaders, greater speakers, confident individuals in the future.
Yeah, I agree to that. As the schools are providing platforms, but not as much as it is required.
Yes.
So they need to, all the school need to bring it in as a curriculum so that every child should get exposed to it and understand the value of it. So most of the time, I believe parents and children are not aware of the value of public speaking. Can you talk about a little bit about the value of public speaking, where we can use it? What are the importance of it in our throughout the life?
Yeah, the list is endless, Filza. To be honest, the list is endless. At the face of it, people think that public speaking is just going and standing in front of someone and being confident or being a confident person. But if you actually look at it, when you start speaking in public, it has a lot of other, it impacts the other areas of life. Like, for example, in the life of a child, it builds your confidence, first of all, when you start speaking. Your communication skills improves. Now, communication skills improves, automatically your ability to organize your thoughts, articulate and express yourself, even your mindset changes. You expose yourself to an environment which otherwise you wouldn't really stand and speak. So your communication skills improves, your confidence building takes place, where a child learns the ability to accept rejection as well. Now, if you look at the society, children today are, I wouldn't like to say motivated. I would like to use the word pushed to get high grades. And that is the primary goal of any parent or any teacher. You have to get good grades. And most often in this whole process of getting good grades, children do not know what is it not to get good grades. The fear of rejection. And when a child does not develop this ability to accept rejection in a very dignified manner, this is where it leads to a lot of other problems, like whether it is your, you talk about depression, you talk about mental health issues. Children do have these days, and that's becoming more and more, you see it more and more around you. So fear of rejection. Also, you learn how not to take people's judgment, because children are often scared of what people think about us. They don't take the initiative to come forward. Oh, what will he say? What will she say? They'll laugh at us. But public speaking is where you learn how to accept rejection, accept the fear of, face the fear of rejection, accept this fear of judgment. So also critical thinking. It helps them to analyze the information, create their own debate point, learn how to present it, learn how to accept or rather answer the questions asked by the audience. So they learn to formulate their arguments. So basically, they're fostering their ability to think critically, which in an academic sense, maybe few do it, but not everyone does it. But this gives you, the public speaking gives you the depth, length and breadth of everything you can talk about as far as your thinking skills is concerned. Also, another key aspect is your empathy and understanding. Now, we see often children are not empathetic towards others, or rather, This is one skill that you have to develop when you grow up, whether it's in your professional environment or your personal environment. But when you know as a public speaker that when you speak to an audience, you have to connect with an audience, make them understand that we are with you, we understand, and speak that suits the needs of your audience. That develops empathy and understanding. So that's a very critical point, and it helps big time when they go into the work field, when they are inducted in the work environment, where they become better individuals. And leadership skills is something that automatically, every speaker who speaks well is seen naturally as a good leader. Isn't it?
Absolutely.
They go
Yes.
hand in hand. Now, how many of our children are good leaders as compared to good students? You know, they may have 100 out of 100, but when they're asked to lead a team, when they're asked to work together with people, they often falter because they do not have that exposure. It's all individual efforts. But what works in the long run, the success comes with teamwork. So public speaking is where you also learn to come out as a leader, right? Effective skills. That is one thing. Also, academic success, I don't have to talk about it at all, because when you do all these things, it naturally has an impact in your academic performance also. You're able to think well, present well, answer well, participate in the school, in the classes well, right? And career advancement. All of this is going to culminate in a much bigger way in your career. I have personally, Filza, interviewed so many, because like I mentioned that we run a company back in Dubai, and I've been taking care of the HR and the administration. I have interviewed multiple people, candidates who come for jobs. And these come with good resumes, but when you ask them to answer questions, it is completely a disappointment. And this is where I decided that I really have to step up and take this as a full-time profession, or my responsibility to help people to become better speakers, because I realize the power of speaking. It's not only academic accomplishments that help you go a long way. These are the skills. To be honest, I would say 80-20. Technical skills is just a part of your success. But what determines your success is your ability to communicate effectively. And it's already proved, by the way.
Yeah.
There was a research that was done that individuals who are hired get terminated from their, they were just doing a research on what is the main reason for being terminated within 1.5 years of your joining. And most of them is not because of their technical skills. It's only 10% of the individuals who get terminated because of their technical skills. But most of them, it's because of their interpersonal skills. It's about their ability to interact with people. So you understand, interpersonal skills also is very important. How do I interact with you? Am I thoughtful enough? Am I logical enough? Am I rational enough? Am I professional enough? All public speaking has a natural impact, or rather a direct impact on your interpersonal skills, how you interact with others.
Absolutely, absolutely. So it's not only about communicating, it's about expressing and receiving from others.
Yes.
So I believe this is the most important area for children to focus on, for parents to focus on for their children.
Yes.
So moving forward, do you have any specific program or course for children which you want to introduce here in this platform, or you have any plan of making one?
To be honest, I've been having this plan for a very long time, to have a program for children where I help them to be better individuals and speakers. Only what is restricting me to get, because I'm busy in my own other programs that I do, and I take this as a responsibility. Because for me, it's not about coaching children. I take this as my own, I take ownership and responsibility when I teach children, because they are like an open book. You have to be there, you have to coach them. So I wanted to be fully prepared to be there so I could give them a program. But very soon I will be definitely, because many parents are coming and asking me about this program. And I'm more and more thinking that I think it's high time that I really start something. But definitely in the future, I'll have a program for children.
Okay, thank you for sharing everything with us. So for all you viewers who have been listening to this interview, you will get Jyothika Shetty's contact in the description box if you want to reach out to her, if you want to learn public speaking. and teach your children and want to know more about anything related to public speaking, I would recommend go and meet Jyothika Shetty. She is an amazing mentor, and I'm also looking forward for the program that she's making for children.
Thank you, Filza. I would definitely like to again tell the parents, whoever is listening to this interview, that please consider public speaking as a #1 priority, because this has an impact in various other areas of your child development. And therefore, the faster you start, the better it is going to be for the child to articulate their thoughts, to improve their confidence, to improve a lot of other areas in their life. So please consider public speaking and public speaking as a #1 priority, and start investing in your child's development.
Yes, definitely. It's about investing in our children's development. Such a beautiful phrase you have used. We all are doing things. We just do it as a norm, but this is literally an investment in our child development. So thank you for speaking in this platform, doing this for all of us. Thank you for being here with us on Parent Solution. I hope viewers are getting understanding the importance of public speaking, and will definitely reach out to you for more insight and ideas. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Filza. Pleasure has been mine. And if I can make a small difference in the lives of the children, I'll be more than happy. Thank you for having me here.